So let me start off with the basics. Why do I write comedy? I write comedy because I can't help myself. And I'll give you an example. A couple of weeks ago, my wife got us passes to the auto show, and the passes arrived, and they said Denise Reiss and guest of Denise Reiss. Now, the woman at the counter is trying to be so sweet. She goes, guest of Denise Reiss. That's so rude, guest of. We can't call you guest of. What's your name? And I said, Gustav. Anyway, after high school, I went off to Harvard. I worked on the Harvard Lampoon, the humor magazine there, and I got a call from National Lampoon. National Lampoon, back in the 80s, was the place to go for satirical comedy. It was Saturday Night Live and The Onion and The Daily Show all rolled in together. And they called me up, and they said, we've been reading your stuff in the Harvard Lampoon, and we'd like you to come work here. And I said, you read the Harvard Lampoon? And they said, we've been reading it for years. We just never saw anything good. So I went off to New York, and I was writing for the National Lampoon. It was a dream come true. The thing you should learn from this is that it sounds like an incredible piece of luck. But you make, and all of you aspiring filmmakers, writers, screenwriters, you make your own luck. Because while I was working at National Lampoon, I was working at 5 other jobs too, writing book parodies and movie parodies. I was working on a screenplay, just hoping something would pay off for me.
Rodriguez pops it to right field as some sort of accelerate bathes the stadium in an eerie green glow. Who would have thunk it?
It's still boring. Faster!
But the fabric of the universe itself may shatter.
Good. Only then could the Cubs finally win.
Smooth move, Space Lax.
And then I got a call from Matt Groening. And Matt Groening calls, he says, we're starting up a new show called The Simpsons. Would you like to write on it? And I said, why are you calling me? And he said, because everyone else in town has turned this job down. And you have to understand, this was, it was an animated primetime show, and there hadn't been one of those on TV for 30 years, not since the Flintstones. And it was on the Fox network, which was a brand new network, and no one knew if it would be there from one year to the next. So it was a very risky job. A lot of people turned it down, and I took the job. This is lesson number 2, which is take any job that comes your way. You never know what's going to be the great job.
No tricks, boy. I said I'm going to punish you, and come hell or high water, Wait a minute. Ice cream truck! Me, I was here first.
So I took The Simpsons. I went to work at The Simpsons, and I remember before the show came on the air, I was sitting in the trailer with all the other writers. So I said to the other writers in the trailer, I said, how long do you think this show's going to last? And everyone had the same answer, 6 weeks. We all thought, even though we were making 13 episodes, everyone was sure we'd get canceled after 6 weeks. I think if anyone wants to know what is the secret of the success of The Simpsons, I think it was that right there. It was the fact that we were making a show we thought no one was ever going to watch. So we thought, well, instead of making the kind of shows we see on TV, let's make the kind of show we always wanted to see on TV. So the show is still going strong. And people always want to know, well, how do you keep the show fresh after all these years? And the way we do it is we have a big staff. We do 22 episodes a year, and we have 23 writers. Now, that means that every writer on the show only has to have one good idea a year. And so they come up with the idea, they'll work it out with the staff, then they'll go off, they write their own script. They have 2 weeks to do that, at which point it comes back and it's sort of like getting thrown to the lions. We sit with the guy's script, 8 of us sitting around a table. We start with the first line. Anyone got anything better here? And we all throw out jokes till someone makes everybody laugh. That goes in. Then line 2, we repeat the process. Line 3, we go through the script line by line that way. And if you wrote a great episode of The Simpsons, by the time it hits the air, maybe 20% of your script is left, and very often nothing is left.
My mother raised me alone, so I know it can be done. You may keep your baby. But you, drop the panda!
But he loves me. Ow! Why, you little... I'll endanger you!
We get our ideas from movies, from TV, from what's going on in our own lives. For example, a couple of years ago, one of our writers went to China and adopted a baby girl. And he comes back with the baby, and we didn't go, oh, congratulations, or she's beautiful, or that's a great thing you did. We just said, oh, we've got to do that on the show. And we did it. We had an episode, The Simpsons went to China, adopted a baby girl. You've never seen the baby again, by the way. Now, the next year, that writer went back to China and adopted another baby girl. And he comes in with her, and we said, dude, we did that episode already. All right, I'm going to stop there. I got to laugh. I'm going to go, thank you so much. I really never had a better audience. Thank you. Thanks so much.